A Gen Z team member is constantly complaining about the tone of voice used by her neurodivergent manager. The manager writes that they're getting constant pushback from the team member about things like the correct processes or feedback that's being given. The manager says that they're being polite, but then the feedback that they receive from the team member is that there's something off about their tone of voice. And my heart really goes out to managers in these kind of situations because it sounds absolutely exhausting. And truly, workplace conflict is one of the biggest drivers of burnout for managers. And it's not necessarily the big fights that we can hear from down the hall. It's really these low level simmering conflicts that are the biggest drivers of that burnout. And oftentimes, the thing that sits behind these low level conflicts is actually miscommunication. Okay, so what do you do now that you're both in this situation where there's this ongoing tension between you both? I think it would be a good idea to ask her to have a conversation with you outside of work stuff, the processes, feedback, etc. And just to ask her to help you understand what she means about your tone of voice. It's entirely up to you whether you want to share anything about your neurodivergent status, but if you want to share something around how you communicate typically and how you typically receive communication, that might just open up her understanding of you and maybe create a space where she's willing to share a bit more. See how that goes and see if that breaks the ice a little bit. An alternative that you can do if that doesn't work or you want to just try a different route is see if an HR person or maybe a director or another colleague might be able to sit in on the meeting as a more neutral party and kind of guide you both in conversation. That can sometimes just open things up. And then a tip going forward in terms of giving feedback to people is maybe just ask permission to give them feedback first of all. You might need to give them the feedback at some point, obviously, but ask them for permission and see if it's a good time for them to really truly hear that feedback and see how that goes.